Are you training the right way for your goals? If you've ever felt stuck, frustrated, or unsure whether your workouts are actually taking you in the right direction, then you're not alone. The way you train could completely transform not just how you look, but how you perform, how you feel, and even how long you stay in peak condition. Whether you want to build insane strength, sculpt muscle, improve your health, or train like an athlete, each goal requires a different approach. But here's the problem. Most people mix it all up, get frustrated, and never actually reach their potential. So let's fix that today. This is your ultimate guide to training for your specific goal, whether that's strength, muscle growth, athleticism, or overall health. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear, actionable plan to take your training to the next level. And if you do want to skip ahead to a particular section, then I've left timestamps in the comments below. Let's get straight to the point. Starting with strength. Strength training is about one thing, and that's moving the heaviest weight possible. If you want to be stronger, your training needs to revolve around heavy compound movements. These are your squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and overhead press. But it's not just about lifting big, it's about lifting smart. That's low reps and high intensity. Think 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 6 reps, with long rest periods around 2 to 5 minutes. The goal here is to let your nervous system fully recover, so you can generate maximum power on every lift. And the key is progressive overload. If you're not increasing the weight over time, you're not getting stronger. But, and this is a big but, strength training isn't just about muscles. It's about technique. Every rep should be treated like a skill. That's why the best strength athletes don't just lift heavy, they perfect their form and build explosive power. Strength training is a long-term goal, and if you do stay consistent with the right programming, the results will follow. One mistake a lot of people do make is ignoring accessory work. These are exercises like Romanian deadlifts, weighted dips, and face pulls that help reinforce the main lifts and prevent injury. And let's not forget about that grip strength, because if you can't hold onto the bar in the first place, then you're definitely limiting your potential. Now, just quickly, if you are after a structured program that's tailored to your specific goal, whether it's strength, muscle growth, athleticism, or overall health, then you definitely need the right guidance. That's why I definitely recommend checking out the Bootcamp app, as it's packed with workout plans designed by qualified coaches, doctors, and professionals like myself. And if you do use our code STRENGTH when you do sign up, you'll also get a 3-week free trial of the Pro version, allowing you access to even more programs and detailed analytics and insights into your training. Now, if your goal is muscle growth, aka hypertrophy, your approach changes completely. Here, it's all about volume, intensity, and time under tension. Instead of lifting for maximum weight, you're lifting to break down muscle fibers efficiently. That means around 8 to 12 reps per set, shorter rest periods of about 30 to 90 seconds, and focusing on the eccentric phase of the lift, the lowering part, because that's where the most muscle damage happens. This is why bodybuilders train differently than powerlifters. Instead of chasing numbers on the bar, they focus on the mind-muscle connection. The goal is to make the weight feel heavier, not just to move it from A to B. More controlled reps, higher volume, and this is crucial, variation in exercises to hit every muscle fiber. If you want that sculpted aesthetic look, then consistency and controlled intensity are your best friends. Of course, nutrition also plays a massive role in muscle growth. Training without fueling your body properly is like trying to build a house without bricks. Your protein intake, calorie surplus, and recovery days will dictate how much muscle you can actually build. And speaking of recovery, no matter what your goal is, whether it's strength, hypertrophy, athleticism, or longevity, recovery is what makes or breaks your progress. One of the biggest mistakes people make is underestimating rest. Your body grows and gets stronger when you sleep, when you eat the right nutrients, and when you balance intensity with recovery days. So prioritize sleep, incorporate active recovery like mobility work, and don't neglect hydration. Overtraining can definitely set you back, so make sure you train hard but recover harder. Now, maybe your goal isn't to lift the heaviest weight or train like an athlete. Maybe you just want to be fit, feel great and stay healthy for the long run. Training for overall health is all about balance, building a body that moves well, feels strong and stays resilient as you age. The foundation of health-focused training includes strength work to maintain muscle mass, cardiovascular training for your heart's health, and mobility work to prevent injuries. But here's the key, you don't need to go all out in every single session. Moderate intensity, consistency, and variety are what makes the difference. Full body resistance training, walking or light jogging, yoga, and even simple daily movement add up over time. If you're not sure where to start, simply aim for 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. It's one of the easiest ways to improve your health. And let's talk recovery. Unlike strength athletes or even bodybuilders, you don't need extreme intensity, but you do need to listen to your body. Getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, and doing regular stretching or mobility work will keep you moving pain-free for years to come. Remember, training for health isn't just about how you look. It's about how you feel every day. Next, we have training like an athlete. This one is a game changer. Athletes don't just train for strength or size, they train for performance. That means it's a mix of explosive power, agility, endurance, and mobility. If you want to move like an athlete, your workouts need to reflect that. Olympic lifts, like cleans and snatches, plyometrics, like box jumps and sprints, and functional movements, like sled push and battle ropes, all develop speed, power, and coordination. The key difference here, you're not just lifting weights, you're training to move better. That means training with intent. Your workout should mimic real-world movements, quick bursts of power, agility drills, and conditioning work. And never skip mobility work. It's what keeps you explosive, resilient, and injury-free. If you train like an athlete, you'll move like an athlete. Athletes will also focus on their weaknesses. If you lack agility, work on footwork drills. If endurance is the issue, incorporate interval training. Being well-rounded is what separates elite performance from being just fit. So there you have it, 4 different ways to train, each with its own purpose. Strength, lift heavy, rest long, focus on power. Muscle growth, high volume, controlled reps, mind-muscle connection. Athleticism, explosive movements, agility, performance-based training. And for overall health, it's all about balance, movement, and longevity-focused fitness. But the real takeaway here is you don't just have to focus on one. Maybe you want a mix of all 4. The key here is training with intent. Know what you want to achieve, then structure your workouts around those goals. Either way, stop wasting time on workouts that don't align with your vision. Or if you are confused about how to include progressive overload into your strength or hypertrophy training, then check out my next video, as that will have you covered.